Yeah, Sketchpad Podcast. We back again with another one. Funeral Man, your boy S. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up, notification, all that good stuff so you can keep up with the content. Man, we got another one today. Texas woman decides to have a little bit of you know what with her student. So we got this video here. We're gonna take a look at it, and then we're gonna talk about it. So Here we go.
School. Evidence presented in court this morning showed Vera had explicit photos of herself and a 13-year-old male student on her phone, photos showing the two engaging in sexual acts. Evidence also showed that Vera moved the boy's father into her home and initially told police she was dating the boy's father instead. She later admitted to having a sexual relationship with the boy. Vera became pregnant as a result of her relationship with the student, and back in February, she had an abortion. The boy's mother was in court this morning in support of Vera and her relationship with her son, even asking the judge to show leniency. Judge McSpadden did the opposite, saying, quote, "You committed a terrible crime," end quote. He went on to say the 10-year sentence is, quote, "a fair warning to teachers. If you conduct this kind of crime in the future, you will face a severe punishment if you do. We want teachers to educate our children. We want teachers to keep their hands off them," end quote. The boy's family did not answer our questions, but a woman who identified herself as a close friend of Vera's said this.
If I was Alex, I'd be counting my blessings.
All right, man.
Yeah. Now, mind you, there's another one similar to this one that I was put up on, but this one intrigued me the most, and then I said, "Yo, we gotta talk about this."
Yes.
But I'll let you go first, man. What do you think of that?
Society we live in today is very egregious, and I really believe that it's really on the factions that you side with. See, let's be clear here. There's a certain community that people support, even when it comes to children. So, for example, they have what they call drag queen story times, where you have men dressed up as women. They go to these schools, elementary schools, and they dance provocatively in front of kids. How is that different from a straight woman having relations with a 13-year-old boy? Now, I know it's different when it comes to sexual relations, but isn't that pedophilia too? If you have grown men shaking their genitalia in front of children, how's that not classified as pedophilia? Because they're part of a certain community. So when I see stories like this is just a direct result of what happens when teachers are pulled into this lifestyle, because they make it feel or seem like it's okay for adults to engage with children. So whether it's them being trans or whether them is being straight, they look at it as if it's okay because children are not off limits. And this is the reason why you get these. Now, don't get me wrong, this has been happening, but it's going to happen even more now because, and it's another thing I want to point out too, and then I'll let you go. Most women who commit these egregious acts against children don't get no time like that. Or they looked at it as like the kid messing with an older woman They looked at his friends look at him like he's a hero.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that. Yep.
Oh, he's messing with her. Look how beautiful she is. She's an older woman.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she could have some type of psych issues.
Could.
But you notice that she didn't get that much time. She ain't going to get that many years. 10 years, but she's going to get out within like maybe 7 or 5. And she's going to be on Megan's Law or whatever you want to call it. But the point I'm making is, and I'll let you go. I'm not surprised because society has made it open. I wouldn't say open door, but it's cracked for people to be inappropriate to children, I should say.
Man, you see so many cases like this. It's not even funny, man. I literally, when watching this video, I remember seeing an episode of Steve Wilkos show where the woman literally said on national TV that she's in love with her son. She said this, bro, and that her son is in love with her. And that she didn't know how this was going to sound, but she's in love with her son. That's what she said. I lied to you not, bro. You can look it up. I don't know if I'm getting the show mixed up, but I swear to beans, it's definitely was Steve Wilkos show. And if it definitely wasn't the Steve Wilkos show, it was Murray. But I believe it was a Steve Wilkos show where I seen this clip.
Yeah.
And people seem to think now that it's okay. They might not voice it out and say it's okay, but their actions are stemming that it's okay, and it's not. You are putting this kid in a world full of pain when he gets older. And I'm speaking from a professional standpoint because I've seen, you know what I'm talking about, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it. You really putting this kid, like, everybody might think it's cool. It's really not. It's really not cool. You know what I'm saying? As much as it might seem it is, kids, it's not cool because what's going to happen is now, right, instead of him being a kid, he's now stepping into early adulthood too soon. Now he's going to go around thinking that he can get that off with everybody, every woman he encounters. And he's not going to be able to do that. And what's going to happen is you're probably going to set him up to be a pedophile or to be some sort of I don't want to say the words, you know what I'm saying, but you're going to set him up to be something along those lines, you know what I'm saying? And he is not going to be a normal child anymore. Yeah. So it's kind of best for adults, the parents, to protect the child with an iron fist. Yeah. And keep them away from that stuff. Don't allow them to see that stuff because he's not even old enough to process that yet. Yeah. Like you putting him in the early stages of adulthood. He's not old enough to process that yet. You know what I mean? And if he was any child that was innocent, he probably didn't even know what that looked like until you showed it to him. And it's going to, like you said, it's going to happen more and more and more. It's not going to change no time soon. It's definitely going to it's going to continuously happen to the point where if they even decide to make an example of the person, you see what they did. They only gave her 10 years, but she's going to get out at 5. She's going to get out at 5. She might even get out earlier than that. Who knows?
Yeah, she might appeal it. And I think that, I don't know about all states, but some states, if the child consents to it. So I don't know, but I want to say this one last thing. I think that we kind of gotten to this point with. You ever seen a Whatever podcast?
No.
It's a podcast. It's kind of like Fresh and Fit, but it's with a white guy. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think they owned by Fresh and Fit, but because they use the same sound effects and everything. Fresh and Fit does. They had the same setup. But anyway, his name's Brian. He asked the girl. She said, "Well, do you?" He said, the girl said, "Men, why do men want to mess with 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old girls? That's rooted in pedophilia." And he said, "How is it rooted in pedophilia?" And she said, "Because a grown man shouldn't be wanting to date 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old girl, right?" So he said, "Well, that's in human nature when it comes to men. They want a younger, hotter woman. If she's above age, you can't say it's rooted in pedophilia if the girl is an adult. She's an 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old. 22-year-old girl, woman. If she's 22 and I'm, let's say, 43, you're telling me that that's rooted in pedophilia? She's a grown woman." Now, the point I'm making is, you get women who would say it's okay for a woman, or they won't say it, but they won't dismiss it. I seen videos where grown women, are twerking on little boys.
I've seen that too.
So when you talk about something's rooted in pedophilia, and we know why they do it because they don't want their son to be gay, or they want that child to be gay. Women do stuff like that because they don't want their child to be gay. So they'll do stuff like just little stuff. You know what I'm saying? I seen one video of a girl, she was shaking her breast in the little boy face. Like, you like it. Say you like it. You know what I'm saying? Now, imagine if that was a man who was at a party and was shaking his penis in front of a little girl face.
That's instant flame. You out of there for sure.
That's the hypocrisy of the time we living in.
Yeah.
So when someone says something is rooted in pedophilia and they're messing with consenting adults, you can't tell me it is, but it is what it is, man. That was a good clip, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
you know
yeah. Well, like I said, man, I don't feel like it's going to change. I feel like it's going to get worse before it gets better. And, it's going to take a person that is rooted in values the right way. There's going to take that type of person to point out the faults in that and really do something about it. You know what I mean? Because not everybody's going to, really do something about it. They're just going to get a slap on the wrist. That's what it's big. But if it was a man that did it,
he's under the jail. He definitely, if a man was messing with a child like that, he would have got life in prison. He would have got more than that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He got more.
And you know what else would have happened? They would have beat the bejeebies out of him in jail too. They would have stomped him out.
Yeah.
They would have stomped him out. She's not getting that in jail for sure. They good. Them girls are probably just gonna be like, what was that for? Why would you do that? They're probably
them girls gonna be like, them girls gonna be like, well, I was that happened to me too.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
I'm getting out tomorrow. I was only here since last Friday.
Yeah.
They lenient on women. Hey man, look man, Sketchpad, you know what it is.
Yeah.